recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios, Meanjin, Brisbane.
On 102.1 FM.
And broadcast across Australia on the Community Radio Network.
You're listening to Zed Games.
Zed Games brings you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture. Want to reach out?
Share your hot take?
Or do you just want to share your favourite game?
Find us on socials at ZED Games AU.
You are listening to Zed Games. My name's Hazel and I'm in the studio with my friends
Peter.
Natalia.
Oh, and Peter. This is Peter.
Natalia and Peter.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
We can trade names for a bit if you want.
Maybe.
All right.
Can you pull off the 6'9" aspect?
Not that much.
No. Okay.
Smaller aspect.
I got some big platforms at home if you want.
I mean, I've got the wingspan, but not the height span.
Okay.
Well, we got a fair bit to talk about tonight, actually.
We do indeed.
We got a review. We got an upcoming event to tell you all about.
Oh, yes.
We do.
And we got some news coming up.
Oh, there is some news.
But before we get into everything, how are you, Natalia?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a bit of a playing a lot of things that I can't talk about yet, but it's been a very fun week and ahead of said events, let's just say, and mostly sleeping, because that's a nice thing to do sometimes.
What about you, Peter? How you been?
It's been a little while since I was last on. It had its ups and downs and good games and bad games sort of idea. Got into Final Fantasy 14 again and Enshrouded. God, I love that game every time it gets a new update. The latest one has completely overhauled all the combat and I cannot play it. I have to learn how to fight things again. My giant hammer doesn't just wreck everything around me.
Have you considered making friends with them instead?
That doesn't happen. But I have done customized my world. Everything dies in one hit, but there is now about 40 times the amount of enemies around you. So you literally get swarmed. It's
Peter,
fantastic.
have you tried making friends?
Not with the main enemies. When you get one of the abilities up the ranger branching of the web thing that you can customize and upgrade, you can call in the hooker or something like that. Big giant owlbear looking things.
I see.
Have you unlocked the holding their hand ability?
No.
I heard if you put enough spec points into it, you can hug them even.
Don't think that's in the latest one.
That's in the road. That's on the roadmap. That's on the road.
Yeah,
that might be a mod.
It's a few years away still.
That game has had some really, really good updates in regards to sharing content, though, now. You can do some really, really nice builds, and instead of having to try and join the server or anything else, you can literally upload your build online, and people can download it via the game host now as well.
That's honestly, I think that is kind of becoming the future of, like, even with the Steam controller, which we'll touch briefly on, like, being able to just download different, like, controller, like, bindings and stuff like that for, like...
Yeah, customizations and stuff that other people have made.
Yeah, I don't know, it feels like a small way to make games feel a bit more personal and community-driven.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Every single time I open a game, the very first thing I do is, like, go to the settings and just change everything.
Yep.
I'm so particular.
I mean, look, right now I'm playing through Kingdom Come Deliverance, and one of the first things I did was I went to Nexus Mods and I downloaded just like a bunch of different things. So like it's a notoriously, like, it's very much trying to replicate like medieval, like, Europe, you know, and going to the extents that many other games don't go to in regards of, like, you know, there is a hunger meter that you have to eat every day, and you have to sleep, and you have to sharpen your weapons, and you have to do all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I want to go even more. And it's like, I don't know, there is something so satisfying about, like, being able to piece together a community-driven version of, like, what this game looks like. Even with the Mass Effect trilogy, I've played it before, and I'm gonna play it again. But I have like 100 mods downloaded, just to make it even a little bit more.
More immersive, more detailed, more realistic.
More than anything, it's just that people who have been playing this game for 10 years and who like love it and would be like, oh, I wish this was better.
Yep.
Like, those people have gone out and made it better. So,
here's a good question then. GTA, Grand Theft Auto.
Yes.
There's a mod out there that allows you to put fuel in the car. So your fuel will run out of fuel and you have to go to a petrol station, stay in there for a few seconds, fill it up and whatnot. Do you think that should be a feature in Grand Theft Auto 6 or not?
I think not, because the power fantasy, quote unquote, of GTA is not being a pedestrian. A lot of people actually do play it like that because like there is enough like the traffic systems and all that kind of stuff actually do allow you to play it in that way. But I think that like that kind of friction doesn't suit the way that the reason most people play it.
So even though it would make it more immersive sort of idea, and we're always trying to make it more immersive, more detailed and things, fuel in GTA to have to go and fuel up your car, even if it's long time sort of idea, too immersive.
Immersion, I think, doesn't necessarily always have to mean realistic. Immersion is like immersive in the world. Like the reason why I am making Kingdom Come even more, like adding plague diseases and all that kind of stuff into it, is because that is what the game is trying to do. But if you're playing something like Skyrim, where the game is like, I want to be the Dragonborn,
RPG, action, fantasy,
ride dragons or whatever, like having to worry about those like little tiny things, I think there is definitely space to have more of that, but I don't think that that's why. Like, I want to be riding dragons, not having to worry about if I got cholera or not.
Riding dragons and slaying maidens, those two.
No! I want to do other nice things to maidens. I don't want to slay them.
So I just had the idea pop into my head while you were talking that you could make a mod for GTA where you do actually have limited fuel in your car.
Oh, it already
you have
exists.
to fill it up constantly, but it's tied to real world petrol prices.
I would no doubt believe that already exists because GTA has a pretty decent roleplay community where you actually live in the world and drive around, and they have required mods on private servers and things that make you have to go and fill up your car. So it does already exist. I don't know whether it's tied to real world petrol prices or whatnot, but some people like that sort of stuff.
Do you think there are GTA Online servers out there where people are just sort of role-playing a boring suburban life?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
You have no idea. Like, a lot of people even play Red Dead Redemption that way, where it's just like, there is online version of that, and people are just like, out and about, making a little camp, making a little like...
I remember reading about a game at some point sort of idea where it detected what locale you were in, not your specific location, but your locale. So like Greater Brisbane, Toowoomba, Southeast Queensland, whatever it happens to be. And it would read the weather data of the local area and then change the weather in the game based on that. So if it was raining outside, it would be raining in the game. If it was sunny outside, it would be sunny. Things like that.
That actually does sound like a really, like, it's a small thing and you really don't need it. But I think in terms of like making, I don't know, like it is always cool when it's like, when you're playing a game and it's like, oh, it says it's 2 a.m. Oh, it's actually 2 a.m. Oops.
Oh, hey, it's
real world server time versus
looks out the window.
Real world time versus server time. Yeah.
All
It doesn't match up.
All fun and games until the nuke goes off in the game.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. Well, on that note. Nintendo Corner. Nintendo have announced a price increase not only for the Switch 2, but also the Switch, while those in Japan and South Korea can also expect their Nintendo Switch Online prices to increase later this year. Japanese authorities have arrested a 27-year-old man who has been accused of sending mailed bomb threats to the Nintendo headquarters in Kyoto, claiming that he has planted multiple devices around the offices. No such devices have been located and no motive was given. Not the first time Nintendo has had threats like this, by the way. Multiple events happened in 2024 they had to cancel events they were holding due to threats. And in 2012, another 27-year-old man sent threats using a computer virus.
People get to 27 years old and just suddenly have this fascination with, threatening Nintendo.
Let's leave the 27 club alone and move on. I am no longer 27.
We're safe.
We're safe. Nobody here is 27 years old.
No,
and finally, for our little Nintendo roundup, we've got veteran game designer and director Takashi Tezuka will be leaving Nintendo in late June after working with them since 1984. He played a key part in Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda series, Pikmin, and Animal Crossing.
Yeah, been around for a while. Industry vet.
Yeah.
All right.
Congratulations.
Natalia?
The Subnautica has leaked. Early access Subnautica 2 is the latest game to be leaked days before launch, following Forza Horizon 6 and Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. It is not known how it was leaked, but Unknown Worlds released a statement saying, quote, "These builds are incomplete development versions. Files distributed through unofficial channels cannot be verified for safety or stability. The complete Subnautica 2 early access experience, including multiplayer support, will be delivered exclusively through official builds on our partner platforms." It is... I mean, this kind of stuff happens all the time. Like, even like, what was the Wolverine game and stuff got leaked years before it was even announced.
Yeah.
The new Avatar movie thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hate using the phrase leak and Subnautica in the same sentence.
Yeah.
It just makes me picture like drowning in a submarine.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be a feature in the game leaks.
I will say it is interesting given, I urge you to go look at this later, but Subnautica 2 has had a very rocky launch, including like multiple lawsuits around like
questions whether it would actually ever launch.
Exactly. So at least we get it, and we get it even slightly earlier. But wait till it comes out.
Wait till it comes out. That being said, another treasure hunt. Ubisoft have teamed up with Unsolved Hunts to launch a real-world treasure hunt for 482,751 AUD worth of gold coins, and a crystal skull worth $206,893 to tie into the launch of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. To take part, hunters will need to purchase a pack of clues starting at 55 AUD for the digital pack. The puzzles are entirely remote, and you don't need to have played Assassin's Creed to crack the clues. They anticipate the hunt taking 2 to 5 years, and it starts in November.
They monetized an ARG.
Yeah, there is a puzzle available which, if you solve, you go into the draw to win a clue pack for free.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting philosophy.
Interesting is one way to put it.
You know, I mean, from what I've seen of Unsolved Hunts sort of idea, they do sort of do some pretty interesting, you know, ARG sort of stuff. So, you know, Ubisoft teaming up with them, good business idea sort of idea. Making them that expensive for just a clue pack.
I am flabbergasted. I don't know if 55 is Australian or US.
That's Australian. It's $39.99.
These better be some good
USD.
puzzles.
They better be. Oh my! I'm actually flabbergasted.
Well, considering they're saying 2 to 5 years for the hunt to be completed, that's a long time.
That's hectic.
I bet you the internet will solve it in a week.
Really quick, I will move on. But just the fact that most ARGs are built on the thing of community building, you know, like people like solve it together.
Yep.
The fact that this entirely makes it like everyone in their own corner quiet, which kind of kills the whole appeal and also the structure of an ARG.
Yep.
Good luck to them.
Good luck to everybody that wants to participate.
All right, moving on to the news nibbles for today. We've got the Steam controller. It is a new controller released by Steam 10 years after their initial release, and they've got an Easter egg with a chance of when you drop your controller, it will play the infamous Wilhelm scream sound. That's the one. Also worth noting, the controller does not have speakers unlike the PlayStation one. That is entirely done through the haptics.
Oh my god.
Yep. Yeah, so when you drop, like, it's not just a speaker, it's vibrating in your hand to create that, like...
or not in your hands.
Or not
if
in
you're
your
dropping
hands.
it. Or throwing it at the TV.
Wow.
Yep.
I expect to see the Still Alive being played through that, and I will update you on the show as soon as we hear it, because that's going to happen.
Full detection just plays, I'm still alive.
All right, and our last news nibble. A man has been sentenced to 6 years in prison after being found in possession of meth, cocaine, and heroin, with the meth pills being shaped like Mario, known from Super Mario Brothers.
I don't know of any other Mario in video games that's so famous that you'd be able to recognize his head as, you know, a meth pill.
All I have to say is, it wasn't mushrooms.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We can't get into this. Moving on to our upcoming games. Peter,
Indeed.
take
Upcoming
it away.
games. May 14th, we have A Dark Light Survivor for the PC, Outbound for the PS5, Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2, Subnautica 2 Early Access for PC and the Xbox Series X and S. May 15th, Underling Uprising for PC, The Caribou Trail for PC, and Clifford for PC. May 19th, Forza Horizon 6 for PC and Xbox Series X and S. Darksiders War Mastered Edition for the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, Farming Simulator 26 for Switch, iOS, Android. May 20th, Thick as Thieves for PC, Hotel Architecture for PC, Cyvaria 3 for PS5, PC, Nintendo Switch 2 and Xbox Series X and S. And finally, May 21st, Schrodinger's Cat Burglar on PC. Get it, download it. It's from a Brisbane dev. Support him. He's awesome. It's also a really awesome game.
Yeah.
The cat may or may not be alive.
Well, that's true until you play it.
Yes.
One more thing I want to flag as well is that on June 7th will be just as part of like the whole like Games Week celebration, there will be a small showcase called the Frosty Games Festival, which is entirely Australian independent games, and there are a couple of Brisbane devs as well. So keep an eye out there. You will see plenty of cool stuff. They just announced the date, which is going to be June 7th at 8 a.m.
Awesome.
And we've got another event to talk about later on in the show, but
Yes,
for
we
now,
do.
that's all this week in gaming news. You are listening to Zed Games. And Peter, I think you got something for us?
I do indeed. I
Is
believe I
it-
have a little lengthy review.
Whoa.
It's kind of just not the same without Paul, spitballing over it, but
I know, he does such a good job.
yeah. All right, take it away, Peter.
Indeed. Okay, I want you to go on me with a little journey here. Imagine waking up on an alien planet. Your last memory is that you died, but now you're waking up inside a strange tube in a new body, or as the machine checking on you calls it, a new sleeve. You've either made the best or worst decision of your life. As a convicted criminal, you were given a choice. Serve out your sentence in a penal colony, or work it off as part of a mega corporation's labor program. You chose the latter option, so naturally, they killed you. You are now part of the Argos program, waking up on Arcadia 7 to do the work no one else wants to do. From above, the planet probably looks pretty incredible. Strange colours, wide open land, resources everywhere, and maybe even the promise of a fresh start for you. Then you actually get here, and it feels a little different. You've been sent to mine, build, survive, and send resources back to people who clearly care more about production than your safety. The planet is harsh, the wildlife is angry, and the star in the sky, Rapture, is not just there to look pretty. Every so often, it releases solar flares that tear across the planet, shutting down your factory productions until they pass and scorching the landscape. A strong reminder that even when you're starting to get comfortable, Arcadia 7 still has ways to ruin your day. That opening is what pulled me into StarRupture. It has that classic sci-fi setup of being dropped somewhere dangerous with a few tools and a bad situation, but then it starts mixing factory building, survival, shooting, and a tower defense into that loop. At its core, StarRupture feels like someone took Satisfactory and made just existing on the planet more dangerous. You gather resources, you build your machines, connect power lines, power everything, and slowly turn a hostile planet into something that at least looks like you know what you're doing. The factory side is where I had the most fun. There is always something satisfying about starting with almost nothing and slowly building up to a base through automation. One machine turns into two turns into a production chain, then suddenly you are standing in the middle of a messy metal disaster thinking, okay, I can fix this, I just need one more machine. And that is where these games get dangerous, because one more machine becomes one more resource run, then one more upgrade, and you're suddenly wondering why the sun is coming up. Exploration also plays a very big role. Arcadia 7 feels like a real place. Strange terrain, weird creatures, useful resources, and enough danger to make leaving your base feel risky. There is also a sense that the world has history to it as well, even if you are mostly there to exploit its resources to ship back to corporate office. Combat is decent and helps the world feel alive. The alien creatures are not just background decoration, they ambush you while you're exploring, and if you spend too long focused on factory, they will come and start attacking your production facilities. The shooting is not the strongest part of the game, but it gives you your factory loop a real bit of tension. You're not just building because numbers need to go up, you're building because your base has to survive. And you need better equipment and defenses to do so. This is also where StarRupture may not work for everyone though. The game is trying to be many things at once. If you only want a calm automation game, the combat and survival might get in the way. If you only want a survival shooter, the factory systems might feel like too much planning. If you like both, there is a good chance that this will grab you. StarRupture is still in early access, and it definitely does feel like it. Some systems could be explained better, and a few parts feel like the game just expects you to work it out. One example was I unlocked a drone camera so I could use for building. The game told me to press C to use it, but it did not explain that I had to open the build menu, select something to build first, and then once I had that as an option to build, then I could press C to open the tab and then use it from that point onwards. But I had to check online to figure out what the hell was actually going on and why I couldn't just press C to use it. Building itself can also feel clunky at times as well, and there were moments where I felt like I was fighting the tools more than just the planet and the creatures on it. Visually, Arcadia 7 has a strong feel, strange, hostile, and beautiful all at once. The sound design works to sell the atmosphere too. Machines, creatures, and music all sell the feeling of being alone somewhere you probably shouldn't be. The music sits in the background, but I liked it. It gave me a bit of a Mass Effect feeling of being on the frontier and alone. So, I would probably recommend this to anybody that does enjoy factory games and probably wants a little bit more danger in it. It's worth a look. If you like survival games but want more building and planning, there is something there as well. If you want something that is polished though, it might be worthwhile waiting just a little longer to see what they do with it before final release. Right now, StarRupture feels like your first base in a factory automation game. It's messy, unstable, full of spaghetti, not quite working efficiently yet, but something is exciting there that makes you want to keep building, keep fixing, and keep pushing further out into the world. StarRupture is currently available on PC through Steam Early Access, and it also does have multiplayer support as well, which I would have loved to have tried with a friend, see how that went sort of idea as well. But yeah, that was StarRupture, released by Creepy Jar.
Yeah, they had another successful game before that one, didn't they?
They did. I cannot remember the name of them. That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And it's kind of been interesting to see this genre, I guess. I feel like I saw the beginning of it so many years ago. Like the sort of survival automation factory thing.
Yeah, Factorio was kind of the first big one, but it was definitely the top-down build your factory. Sure, there was alien bugs, a kind of upgraded sort of idea. Then, started branching out into Satisfactory, and now...
Even Palworld had some of that, right? Like, the whole premise was, like, what if Pokemon...
Yeah, it could help you automate things and whatnot.
Put them into labor in your factories.
Yeah. It's automation, there is a lot more automation games. I reviewed one last year,
absolutely.
Oddsparks and whatnot. That was cute and adorable, and that would definitely be my pick for a first factory game for most people. Plus, it had a weird fantasy, cozy feel to it as well.
It's just interesting to see, like, the beginnings of a genre so many years ago, and now getting to the point where it's like crowded and it's starting to sort of infest everything.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, what I see in this is like, what if Deep Rock Galactic? You know, with a bit more like grounded, you're building something up rather than going in and just invading it.
Yeah, it's not an extraction shooter by any standard sort of idea. You do need to do a little bit of extraction shooter. Like one of the adventures I went on while my factory was just pumping out some resources to get an upgrade going. I went out and explored the world. It has history. Like you can go to abandoned settlements of people that have come before, and usually there's a lot of bugs in those environments, but you can read logs. You can find dead bodies that have personal items on them. Most of the time you just take them back and turn it in for what they refer to as war bond credits to upgrade your weapons and stuff. But it kind of definitely gives a little bit more personality and that history to the world, that this is a hostile place. They send people here to try and get stuff out of it, but they don't always succeed.
When you say you find bugs there, you mean bug enemies, right? Not
bugs and bug enemies. There's very much a feel of the smaller Zerg things at this point, the explodey bluish sort of ones and Zerglings and that kind of sort of idea. I'm about 20 hours into the game, and there is a lot more content for me to explore. But yeah, I'm expecting bugs to get more dangerous, especially as I push out and expand the bases and sort of idea. So yeah.
All right. Well, that is StarRupture by developer Creepy Jar. All right, and we're going to be finishing up the show soon, but before we go, we have something very special to tell you about. So special, in fact, that it happens every year.
Yeah.
And it's the Queensland Games Festival.
Queensland Games Festival!
Yippee! The Queensland Games Festival is an annual exhibition of locally made games that is held at the Brisbane Powerhouse. It is free entry. It's very cool. There are tons and tons of games there. It has quite a history, and I can't tell you what games will be there yet because the submissions, it's not finalized, but I can tell you that there are a lot of games.
A lot of games.
That have been
There is a
submitted.
lot of games being made in Queensland.
And every previous year has been amazing, but most importantly, it is on the 27th of June. That is a Saturday. Once again, at the Brisbane Powerhouse. It is free entry. Families welcome. There's usually the Powerhouse markets, New Farm.
New Farm markets in the morning, and then by the time they're wrapping up, the Queensland Game Festival's already alive and kicking. So good reason to get out there and, get some food in the morning and then come on over to the Queensland Games Festival.
It is an amazing day out.
Oh, yeah. 6 weeks away, so start putting it in your plans, people. End of June is coming up quick.
Yeah, if you've ever come to one of our the indie dev nights that we help organize every 2 months or whatever, it's that but on steroids. It is
it's like that but on Mario meth.
It is genuinely for me as someone who has loved games always but hasn't really had the outlet to until I found Zed Games and all this kind of stuff. Coming to this for the first time was mind blowing. It is so packed, and there is even if you're not even a big gamer, just coming in and seeing what local artists are doing and getting to play stuff by yourself or with a group of people and talking to the developers behind the games is again, there is nothing
that's the best bit sort of idea. It's great to come out and play some games sort of idea that are being made locally, but also getting to meet the developers and seeing what's actually going on in the Brisbane scene. It's thriving.
Who's making that stuff?
Yeah.
Come and find out. Well,
speaking of talking to people, though, right?
Yeah, so we will be repeating our downstairs basement exhibition at the Queensland Games Festival, which we call Amplify Games.
Amplify the games.
Amplify Games because we want to amplify the weird stuff that doesn't necessarily fit in everywhere else. The experiments, the weird little indie titles, the things that are maybe just art projects and might never actually see a commercial release. But hey,
good fun.
You can
last
come
year
and
was
check
awesome.
them out.
Yeah.
You can play them.
Yeah.
We will have demos of all of them set up, and we will be interviewing the developers on a stage there. I believe we're also working on some live stream preparations, but I won't spoil anything. And I have to say that last year was the first year that we did Amplify Games as part of Queensland Games Festival, and it was amazing.
It was. There were some really great interviews and some really great games that I was honestly shocked at sort of idea, seeing some of the quality sort of idea for such quick little projects that people said they spent very little amount of time on. I'm like, wow.
The vibe.
There are some talented people.
The vibe was incredible. Was much cozier than the big busy festival upstairs.
Yes.
And the games were amazing. I remember struggling to try and play.
There's so many games.
Oh, was it? It was. What was the roller skating one that we had?
Oh, Later Skater?
Later Skater.
Yeah.
Struggling to try and play through Later Skater with one hand while holding a microphone with the other and talking to the developer.
I think you succeeded.
Thank you.
I mean, at least you can rewind in that one.
But we had loads of fun. Lots of people showed up, and everybody looked like they were having a great time. So come on down, check it out. 27th of June at the Brisbane Powerhouse. It's free, it's fun, it's for everybody, and there will be so many locally made games, video games and physical games, board games, VR, everything. And with that, we're at the end of our time.
We did it.
Yeah.
That was a good.
Another week.
Another
little
week,
episode.
another hour gone, games reviewed, news done. Yeah. That was a Zed Games
Happy
episode.
listeners, hopefully.
Hopefully.
What are you
I mean,
gonna
they
play?
never text us. So.
Oh, we did actually get a text earlier in the show when we were listening to The Touch by Stan Bush.
Yeah, that
what
makes
did they
sense.
say again? It was just awesome with a heart from Jack.
Thank you, Jack.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week. Thank you so much for listening to Zed Games. We love you. Good night.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Play video games.
Love them.
Thanks for listening to Zed Games.
If you'd like to listen to more, you can find us on the Community Radio Plus app.
Or find us on socials at ZED Games AU.
See you next time.